Our relationships are no accident. Everyone that we meet and have some form of connection, sometimes it's short-lived, sometimes it's a lifelong relationship. It doesn't matter. Everyone that crosses our path and we connect with to some degree has come into our life for a purpose, for a reason. And it's not always easy to discern what that is. Quite often, it is our personality, our ego, that we are attracted to someone or want to make be friends or have a more intimate relationship, common hobbies or interests, or a perspective about the world. However, underlying those things that seem to draw us together, our spirit, it's our soul that is aware, knows in some way that this person is essential, important to us, to some, whatever, we might not know exactly why or what that's about, but we're drawn. There's some pull there to another. When our loved ones pass over, we can sometimes even become more aware of that connection we had with them, as kind of silly as that sounds, it's true. When our loved ones pass over and they go into the light, they're able to see truth much more clearly. They're able to understand some of the actions, some of the um, situations, challenges that we've been in with them, and to be able to discern more of the lesson in that, more of the purpose or the reason why we may have clashed in some ways, or why we maybe have been able to deepen our love with them, or even why we couldn't deepen our love, why we crossed paths and wanted to have a long-term relationship, but that's not what happened. We may have gone different ways. And sometimes with our family members, all of this is also true that, there's some family members that we may feel very connected to and aligned with, and then there's others that we seem misunderstood or we don't really um, feel connected necessarily to their lives as they're adults, or we misunderstand them. We don't quite understand, why are they doing this or that? And even in those relationships, no matter the quality of it, whether it's a very open, loving, warm relationship or it's more challenging, that soul connection is still very strong and vital, and as important as, for both of those kinds of ways of being in relationship, or I shouldn't say both, the multitude of ways we can be in relationship, no matter what that is, there's purpose in that. And when our loved ones come over and they begin to see things more clearly, they're be able to kind of see the underlying truth or the function, why we were in relationship or why we had challenge or why it was easy. It's a good opportunity for us here in the physical still to become more aware of that ourselves. And even though someone has passed over, we can still evolve with them. We can still grow with them. Our soul connection with them does not end or cease at the time of someone's passing. It is, we tend to be and incarnate with similar souls, the same souls, because they're part of our soul group, as which can be maddening if we don't get along with family or we've had difficulties. But again, we're kind of playing a part here, and we come in for a specific purpose. So just know that even if the relationship was challenging, and I've certainly had challenging relationships with my family, so it's not always something that makes sense to me either, that underlying that there is an incredible amount of love and connection. And, it's a truth that again, because, I experienced this myself, our ego, our personality doesn't maybe like, that idea. Oh gosh, I've got to be connected to that person, or really, I can't imagine that they'd be loving to me, or we could feel that love. But it's a truth. It's a truth. And it is, every lifetime is just a segment. It's just a small little scene in a much broader understanding of our connections with others and the purpose in our relationships here. So as our loved ones on the other side become more aware, we have the opportunity, because they're going to be able to influence us with that awareness. It's not something we're aware of when it happens. It's not something that, they send us an email and give us that information, or, they stand in front of us, or, whisper clearly in our ear what that is. Sometimes that can happen, absolutely. But at the same time, we also have to be open to that understanding. We also can be open. And one of the ways that you can maybe start to do this would be to, if it was a challenging relationship, would be to allow a memory, something that happened in the past with that loved one, to surface, and to listen, be open, ask for understanding and guidance, ask for clarity about what is beyond that challenge. Imagine that challenge in front of you, and imagine behind that challenge, there's a brilliant white light. And in that light, the truth, the awareness comes to you. And just be able to give that space and time. It doesn't mean you're going to get this right away, and you don't have to get it right away. Let it go. Let it go if it doesn't seem clear. It will come to you. Whatever you ask in that way will come to you. And when it comes to you, it'll have that little ring of truth. You'll know. It'll be, kind of like an aha moment. So be open. Know that our evolution with our loved ones on the other side is continuing. And the more we engage in that, the more we heal and the more we evolve, which is always a good thing, because evolution always means love. Evolution always means increased levels of higher love, of kindness. All of the good flows into our lives the more we evolve into the higher vibrations. And this is one of the paths that helps us to get there.